today, welcome to Building Kids' Lives. I'm Jill Troutman, your host, and today we have a very special person with us, Blair Newsham from HSA Mechanical, and he is part of our donor spotlight, but is much part of the much bigger picture of why the Children's Home of Reading runs the way that it does and is supported the way that it is, and we're just so happy to have you. So Blair, thank you for giving me your time because you are the president and CEO of HSA Mechanical.
Well, thank you very much, Jill. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so glad you're here today. And it's not just you. You have a couple people in your family, your workers, all who support the work that you do. But you are one of our very special people who supports the work that we do each and every day.
Well, thank you.
I wanted to make sure that our viewers got a chance to hear a little bit about your business, because HSA Mechanical tells a little bit about what it does, but not all of it. So why don't you give us a little background there? Because you've been around for what, over 40 years?
We've actually, our company has roots going back to 1932.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we've been around for a long time. We primarily operate in the commercial and industrial space. We don't do residential work, so that's why we're not a quote-unquote household name. But people in the building industries and facilities industries and so forth, they're aware of what we do and the kind of work that we do. We are primarily a service company. We take care of many beneficial organizations such as the Children's Home, churches, synagogues, JCCs, what have you, as well as many, many office buildings, manufacturing facilities, medical facilities. Anything pretty much that is non-residential is the kind of industry that we are in. So, and our work is primarily what we like to call premier service. It's, we put a heavy emphasis on maintenance, doing proper maintenance in a building. And if you do the maintenance correctly and you try to anticipate equipment failures and fix them ahead of time, it will minimize any downtime and emergency service calls that may occur at the worst possible time, because Murphy's Law says that's when they occur.
I think
such as in the middle of the...
Yeah, I think I got to meet one of your people during one of those times.
Right.
At the Children's Home was how I got introduced to one of your gentlemen. Was during one of those crises with the air conditioning and the heating, I think. And yeah, there right. You with your truck.
But we work very hard to try to if we do our maintenance correctly, and we can never 100% guarantee no failures. But that's our philosophy, is to try to anticipate as much as we can and present it to the customer so that they can make that decision. So that's why we're not the household name, but we are well known in the facilities industry.
Well, let's put it this way. When we're in one of those climate controlled places like a hospital, or when we're at a school, or when we're at a church, and we're not sitting there with, itching our skin and, wondering what the heck is going on and why is it so cold, it's because of companies like yours, and it may very well be HSA.
It very well may be, yes.
So I have to say thank you, because you've been taking care of our building, all of our buildings actually that we own, from our CHOR Day Academy down on Spring and Nichols to the main campus, which is 1010 Center Avenue. And those are old buildings there.
Yes.
And so tell us about those little, you were just telling me offline, tell us about what it's like to be underneath a building and looking at all that work to make the pipes, to heat the buildings and air condition them. You get to see a different part of what we do each and every day. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've always found it fascinating. I've been in this industry since I was a kid, probably in my early 20s. And I think one of the things that I always enjoyed about the business is you get into places that most people don't see, and it's not glamorous. It's It's not the beautiful rooms and spaces that you see at the front of the house. It's the back of the house. But it's in the back of the house is where everything happens to make things comfortable in the front of the house, as you so eloquently put it. I mean, what we like to do is we like to go in and just assess a facility and take a look. And you can pretty much tell when you go in whether a company or an organization puts emphasis on maintaining their building just by what you see behind the doors, behind the walls. And, you know, it's always been our mission to help an organization that maybe has not been keeping up with their maintenance and repairs and so forth, and try to bring them up to a level where that they can trust their systems, that their systems are efficient, that they're operating properly, and they're operating safely. I mean, one of the things as a result of this pandemic that we have gotten involved with is doing bipolar ionization, which is sterilizing the air through ions, positive ions, to eliminate viruses, molds, odors, and so forth. And it does positively eliminate the COVID virus if it's airborne. So it's just one of those things that we do. It keeps the buildings healthy, it keeps the buildings efficient, it keeps the buildings comfortable, and that's our goal. That's our mission.
Well, that is fantastic. But you have, you know, I appreciate all the work that you've done, and you've been one of those dedicated workers that has been working the whole time through the pandemic, and one of those essential businesses. Because without you, hospitals couldn't run, you know, agencies like ours couldn't run if, you know, the systems aren't up and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I want to say thank you for doing your 24/7 that you've kind of been doing since the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, to us, it's just another day. This is just what we do. And, you know, we go to work. We're dedicated. We're dedicated to our customers, and we're dedicated to our employees. And, you know, that was important to us to keep everybody working and keep all of our customers working and keep them operational. And we were able to do that.
That's wonderful. So I want to talk to you a little bit about, you are not just the guy or the company or your team coming out to fix or maintain our buildings. You are really more than that. You have become a vested donor in the children's home, and that's really one of the reasons we're here today, is to talk about that. And how did you get involved with the children's home?
Well, you know, it's an interesting question. I have a friend who his wife was on the board at the children's home, and we were talking just socially one day, and she asked me the question. She said, well, do you work in facilities like the children's home? And I said, sure, that's the kind of work that we do. And she said, well, I think that I want to introduce you to Vince because they're having some issues over there, and, you know, perhaps it's something that you guys can help with. So we sat down with Vince and with Ed, who used to be your facilities director, and we went through what we do as a company and, you know, what our approach is. And obviously they must have liked what they heard because they decided to bring us on board and try us out. And I think that was in 2012, and, you know, we've been there ever since. So it's been 8 or 9 years that we've been involved with the children's home. And I didn't know a lot about the mission of the children's home when I first got involved, but, you know, the more that I've been exposed to it and been exposed to the mission, the more personal it becomes to us as a family, as well as to our company.
Well, we just appreciate your continued support, and it is all in the family. So I think there's a whole nother side that you guys have played a role, not just by being a donor and giving your gifts, but you gave other gifts. You gave us your son and you to help support one of our events.
Well, they're fun events. I mean, the cooking event, you know, the celebrity chef event that you guys had for several years was just so much fun. We had fun. I had fun as a cook. We had fun as a company because a lot of our employees came to it, and then just seeing all of our other friends in the community out there, and everybody, trying, this guy's soup and that guy's stew, or, that sandwich over there, or that dessert over there. I mean, it was just a great event, a great evening, and we were proud to be a part of it. And of course, my son, who works at Customers Bank, right there in West Reading, he got involved because he wants to beat his father in cooking, and he did. I was never able to win any of the golden or bronze spatulas that were given out for, placing in the top 3, but my son actually did. So, he gets the bragging rights to be able to say that he beat the old man at something.
That's so funny. But you also did something wonderful for our kids when the pandemic first hit, and I want to thank you online for that. Your lovely wife, Adrienne, who is just fantastic, called and asked what she could do to help the kids, and wondered if a pizza party would be nice. And you guys just became the angels. You wanted no credit for it whatsoever. You just bought 4 pizzas for everybody in our residential who has been stuck in, during the pandemic, which was a huge shift of adjusting, the kids adjusting to what was normal to something that they've been stuck in there the 9 months. They do very limited going home right now, but you just blessed us. You were one of our angels right from the beginning. And, your call came out of nowhere. Adrienne called, and I just want to say thank you, because the kids really, they love those random acts of kindness. And when I was on your website, you have a portion there about being a hero. You want to be the hero in the business, in your industry. And you are one of the unsung heroes at the children's home. And we don't always get to give credit to people. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, that was our pleasure. That was a lot of fun. It was Adrienne's idea. She said she wanted to do this and asked me what I thought. And I said, absolutely. And, we were happy to be able to support a local business, a local pizza shop, and give him a nice sale, as well as, support, all of the residents at the children's home.
Yeah, that's that King of Cheesy Pizza. Gosh, that stuff, if you haven't tried it, you need to go by and order a pizza. You just have to. It's fantastic. It's right there in downtown Reading, and he's the nicest guy.
That's awesome. We'll definitely have to do that.
Yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate you. You are one of our cream of the crop donors. We have lots of wonderful people, but it's that fact that we all work together for the sense of the community. You do your part by keeping the buildings healthy and the kids and people each and every day in lots of different buildings. We do our part from the mental and behavioral health side and education side, but it's the fact that we all work together. And there's such a sense of community with you and your family and your team. They really do care.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate being a part of the children's home. It's part of the fabric of the community. I mean, our business is in the Lehigh Valley, but we live in Ole. Devin and Lauren, son and daughter-in-law, live in Wyomissing. And he works locally, so it is part of the fabric of our family and our community to be active and involved in many different events, but none are more personal to us than the children's home.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I want to say thank you for dressing up on a Friday to be interviewed.
Well, I didn't dress up. This is
your everyday wear? Is this what
my everyday wear?
President of the company looks like? I love the picture behind you too. Does that have a special meaning as well?
Oh, that's just a street scene of downtown Bethlehem.
Oh, isn't that lovely? So you are local even to the walls of your office.
Yes. That's what we. That's our mission. We live in this community. We work in this community. All of our team members live in this community. I mean, we have team members that live in Berks County. We have team members that live in Lehigh County. We have team members that live in Montgomery County. So, I mean, we're everywhere. I mean, that's our business. And we try to support the communities and the organizations within those communities in the various places that we live and work.
Oh, well, I thank you so much today for being part of our donor spotlight. And we don't get to do it very often, but when we do, it's always getting great to be able to see and listen to how people work in the community. And that is the part of the children's home. It's together we give hope to these kids, and
Yes.
only through donors like you and your family and your company that happens. And I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for asking us to be a part of this.
Hi, I'm Belle Miller. I work with the Children of Reading. I am what we call a permanency specialist. So I work with children of all ages. My youngest right now is 3. My oldest is 19, and I help children understand why they're in foster care. I also interview families and the children to help them find adoptive homes and facilitate initial visits between families and children. And I write what's called child profiles, which is all the information we can find about the children. So that's what I do. I'm currently working on finding homes for 12 children. And they range from all different ages, all different needs, some medically, some not, some behaviorally. So that's my job. Let's talk about some of the kids that I have current up for adoption. I have a sibling group right now. They are 3, 5, and 7. They are generally a well-behaved sibling group. Ariana is 7, Gabrielle is 5, and Mark is 3. They have a lot to offer any family who's willing to adopt them. Gabriella and Ariana love anything the princesses, especially Frozen. Gabriella is planning her Frozen birthday party with her birthday this year. Ariana just had her Frozen themed birthday in December, and she talks about it all the time. This past December was their first Christmas and Christmas tree. And that is something they would wish to continue, as they enjoyed opening presents and waking up on Christmas morning and the Santa Claus and decorating the tree, as they had never done that before. That is something they would wish to continue. The sibling group is not picky eaters. Some of their favorite things they often talk about: they love chicken nuggets and pizza, Pop-Tarts, and of course everybody loves ice cream, and that's their preferred. We are looking for a family to be experienced behaviorally, as these children can present with some challenging behaviors. Most behaviors are typical for children around their age, but there is 3 of them being placed at the home at the same time. The children often talk about wanting a dog. They would like their house to have a dog, and a dog that would be willing to play with them and enjoy their time together. We would like a 2-parent household, preferably no other kids in the home, maybe 1, depending on the case and the other children in the home, as the sibling group is looking for attention and looking for a 2-parent household. Gabriella is the go with the flow middle child. She loves everything her big sister does. She wants to do all the activities and engage in everything as her bigger sister does. Ariana is definitely the leader of the pack. She sets the tone kind of for the other siblings. She is very girly girl. She loves dresses and hair and makeup and her nails being painted. And Mark loves everything superheroes. He loves the Avengers. He loves Paw Patrol. He loves to get on the video chat with me and show me all his Avenger toys and show me how wonderful his new toys he got for Christmas and his Paw Patrol and all the things that he loves to do. They're very hyperactive, so we're looking for a family that can help them demonstrate constructive ways for the children to use this energy and burn it off, as they can be excited a lot. So my next kid is Z. Z is a funny, driven, smart 16-year-old male. He enjoys talking with anyone who will joke around with him, and he is always open to working out and playing sports. It is important to him that a family be willing to support him in his goals of sports and obtaining and continuing and obtaining his goal of being a professional sports player. He is an inspiring rapper who expresses his feelings in his rap songs. Oftentimes, he feels he cannot talk about how he feels, and he will go and write a rap song and sit down and sing it to you to kind of express how he's feeling. His biggest fear, he had recently stated to me, his biggest fear in life is not achieving all his goals before he dies. He said he does not fear death, but he does not fear death, but he fears having unfinished goals. Z is a hyperactive kid. He has the same goals as other teens around his age. He would like to obtain his driver's license. He would like to travel. He would love a family that has animals. He would like a mom and a dad, but is open to any family. He would like to have his own room. He's kind of on the fence. He would like older siblings or maybe siblings around his age. He does have birth family that he maintains contact with, so any family would have to be open to maintaining birth family contact. He requires a home that will often offer him structure and boundaries, and making those boundaries known. He would prefer to stay in Pennsylvania, but he has recently decided he's open to moving to Florida. So that's his new goal, is he would like to be in Florida, but who wouldn't at this point with all of the snow? That is Z. If you'd like any more information on him, then email or call me at 484-772-6508, or my email is bmiller, BMILLER, at CHOREADING.org. John is your typical 17-year-old teenager. He's funny and caring, who is always looking to learn something new. He has goals of obtaining a job and a career, although he requires support in deciding what kind of career. He has had a job previously in the past, and he loved it. He enjoys earning his own money and having his own responsibility. He enjoys things like video games, cooking, being outside, trying new things. He would like a family that is be willing to travel with him and experience new opportunities. His appearance is very important to him. He enjoys looking good, feeling good. He likes shoe shopping, shopping at the mall. He is open to meeting any family and asking questions. He does go to school online. He would prefer school in person, as he can struggle with online, but he is doing well at school currently. He will need any family to support him through school, as he continues to learn online. He requires a home that will provide structure and boundaries, and making that clear from the beginning is very important to him. He would like a 2-parent household, and people who are willing to encourage him and support him as he transitions to hopefully graduate high school in a few years. John will take time to warm up, but once he warms up, he is very open. He's a fun kid to hang out with. Any family would be lucky to bring him into their home. He offers a lifetime of laughter and enjoyment, plus his cooking skills are pretty good from what I understand. For more information on John, please contact me at 484-772-6508 or email me at bmiller, BMILLER at CHOR at CHOREADING.org. Thank you.
I wish I had someone to teach me how to drive.
Go to a football game.
Cheer on my high school team.
Watch me at my play. Help me with my homework.
Attend my high school graduation.
Celebrate my birthday with.
Take me on my first roller coaster. Teach me how to fish.
You don't have to be perfect to be a foster parent. You only need room in your heart and home to foster or adopt a child in need and make their wish come true. The Children's Home of Reading is here to help you decide if fostering or adoption is right for you. Visit buildingkidslives.org. That's buildingkidslives.org.